Tortured Poets, or Poets, Taylor Swift meets the apostrophe police. What was your response when Taylor Swift announced at the Grammys that her new album would be titled The Tortured Poets Department? Perhaps it was, my gosh, this is her first new album in over a year. I cannot wait. Perhaps it was ho-hum. I'd rather listen to Shostakovich, Metallica, and Baby Shark. Perhaps it could have been. Shouldn't there be an apostrophe in that title? Yes, after hearing the year's biggest music news, many people began thinking about diacritical markings and discussing them on social media. I ruined this album release for my students by making it a lesson in apostrophe usage. Aaron Weinberg, an English, theater, cinema, and media instructor at the University of Manitoba, wrote on X, "If you insist on adding an apostrophe, there are two possible locations. The Tortured Poets Department could come before the S. That indicates the department is solely owned by one poet. Is it a department just for a single tortured poet, where they can sit alone and write tortured poetry?" Weinberg asked. Or, following the S, the Tortured Poets Department, which includes a large number of poets. A designated department where all tortured poets can inspire together. Weinberg asked. The official title, however, does not have an apostrophe, the Tortured Poets Department. It's similar to the two great apostrophe-less works of art, Dead Poets Society and the Babysitters Club. In this scenario, the department does not belong to the poet. Poets describes the department. Mignon Fogarty, the host of the Grammar Girl podcast, explained that nouns can be attributive, which means they can be used to describe objects in the same way that adjectives are used. Tortured Poets is telling us what kind of department it is, the same way cosmetics is telling us what kind of department we're visiting at Macy's. So, which way should the title be? Before you assume that a fight on the order of Kanye West versus Taylor Swift is brewing, keep in mind that professional grammarians agree that it is entirely up to Swift. First and foremost, none of the available titles are incorrect. Each version is grammatically correct, but conveys its own unique meaning. According to Weinberg, grammarians believe Swift not only had the option of using either, but she also likely chose the correct one for her intended meaning. I find the apostrophe-free option to be by far the most appealing and logical option, said Ellen Javan, who is the author of Rebel with a Clause, Tales and Tips from a Roving Grammarian. I believe there are several tortured poets, and I understand poets adjectively. It's a department for troubled poets. I would not want an apostrophe there. I trust Taylor Swift's apostrophe usage.